Last class we had started off with asset-based services. We discussed the first one, leasing. Second point, hire purchase. Third one, consumer credit. Fourth one, bill discounting. We explained through a live example between a buyer and a seller. Now today we'll be studying the fifth point, which is called as factoring. What is factoring? It is a financial arrangement between the factor and client in which the client gets advances in return for receivables from a financial institution. Now guys, if you have understood what is this bill discounting last class, right, where a seller and a buyer will come in exchange on a sale credit bill of exchange, for which the seller would want money before the maturity of the bill. He approaches the bank and the bank is going to recover the amount from the buyer. This is what we looked at the example in the last class. Now, just imagine for the seller or from the company perspective, for one particular bill of exchange of rupees 1000, it's going to take so much effort in recovering. Imagine for today MNCs or multinationals or big organizations or firms, every day they come across so many credit sales, and so it will land up in so many bills receivables. So therefore the factoring concept comes to the rescue of these big organizations. Let's see what exactly it says or does. Now here we have on the left side a company, and on my right side is the factor organization. So factor means a institution or an organization. Now we know in order to recover one bill of exchange, it is a very tedious task. Imagine for the companies which have so many bills of exchanges to recover or to receive from the customers or clients. So here factor comes to rescue that effort or that tedious task. It says, I would like to see your balance sheet, because on the balance sheet, if you can remember, under current assets, we have something called as bills receivable. So the company is going to account for the entire financial year what exactly is the amount of bills receivable. So in this example, the company has almost 10 lakh rupees of bills receivable, which is a huge amount. It is not pertaining to one person. One bill might have 1000, one bill might have 10,000, one bill might have 5,500, etc. So the various bills are mounted up together, and in the balance sheet the company is showing 10 lakh rupees. So the factor says, now these bills to mature, some will have 3 months time period, some will have 5 months time period, some will have 9 months time period, and so on and so forth, but maximum within 1 year. The factor institution approaches the company and says, bills receivable total is 10 lakh. Give me all the bills, that is, give me all the bills of exchange, and I will pay you rupees 9,70,000. Is that clear? Factor is going to tell, I will pay you the amount of bills receivable, deducting the commission or fees. You give me all the bills. Now, what is the benefit for the company if the company is going to give all the bills to the factor institution? Number one, company does not have to worry about how to recover this money from the client or from the customer. So much amount of rupees, how can I recover? How can I keep a track? It's a very tedious task, and it's a lot of tension, or it's a lot of work that goes behind in recovering the amount in terms of bills receivable. So first and foremost, the tedious task or the worry about recovery is being avoided. That's a huge relief for the company. Second, the company is getting this lump sum amount from the factor institute at one shot. Okay, the company does not have to wait for the next 3 months, the next 5 to 8 months to recover this amount, but in one shot the factor is ready to make the payment. So therefore the company is definitely beneficial. In number one, the first advantage is reduces the burden in recovery. Second, gets a lump sum amount from the factor institute. Now, what is the benefit from the factor institute? Number one, it builds a good relationship with the company by honoring the bills even before the bills get mature. The factor institution honors the bills of exchange even before the bills get mature. And then factor pays 9,70,000 to the company and cuts the fees or percentage of commission of rupees 30,000. Now, what does the factor do with these bills? Factor is going to individual client or customer on each bill of exchange when it matures. He is going to, or the factor institution is going to recover from the client or customer whenever the bills mature. Is that clear? Factor is going to first pay a lump sum amount to the company, then according to the bill maturity date, it will go and recover the amount from the client or customer. So here the factor is going to take up the burden for a commission or for a fees from the company. This entire concept is called as factoring, where it is a financial arrangement between what? The factor and the client, that is a company and the factor. Hope you have understood the concept of factoring here. The next up is housing finance. If you can see on the left top, you can see National Housing Bank, which is completely owned by the Government of India or RBI. Now, this is an institution which provides financial services in terms of providing people a plot of land to construct a house or to buy a plot of land or acquire a particular built home. Okay, so that is the concept housing finance. Let's look at the meaning. The housing finance company is yet another form of non-banking financial company which is engaged in the principal business of financing of, pay attention here, financing of acquisition or construction of houses. That includes the development of plot of lands for the construction of new houses. So what does this National Housing Bank do is they're going to provide you financial help in acquiring a house, or you want to construct a new house, or you want to develop your plot of land and then construct a house on that plot of land. So all this financial assistance or help is given by the National Housing Bank. And now why is it called as non-banking financial company? Because it is not providing services for everybody in the public. Okay, NBFCs means it is a bank but providing service for a particular sector of customers, only for people who are looking for financial assistance in terms of housing. They're going to provide financial assistance. Same way, if a farmer is going to come approach a National Housing Bank for their agricultural land, it won't apply, or the bank is not going to provide them assistance. There is a separate NBFC, or there is a separate institution for a farmer for developing an agricultural land called as NABARD. Okay, so that is different, and National Housing Scheme is, or National Housing Bank is different. Hope you have understood. The next one is insurance policy. Insurance, what is it meant for? Insurance is usually taken up by people or institutions to avoid risk or to overcome loss or uncertainty in the coming future. You have various types of insurances. You have life insurance, health insurance, medical or otherwise called motor insurance, goods insurance, goods in stock insurance, etc. Why is all this insurance taken? If tomorrow the goods in my godown get fired up, or there is electric circuit and my goods are all damaged, the insurance company is going to pay for my loss. Let's look at the meaning. Insurance is a contract. It is represented by a policy in which an individual or entity receives financial protection or reimbursement against losses from an insurance company. Now remember here, insurance policies come up with a policy amount. They always come and talk to you in terms of this policy has rupees 50 lakh coverage or 20 lakh coverage. They're going to talk about the whole policy amount, right? Either an individual can take up that policy or even institutions can take up that policy. For what? Receiving financial protection. As we discussed earlier, in case there is any loss in terms of my goods, or in terms of my vehicles, the goods in my factory, etc., if I have taken an insurance policy, then and then only I will receive financial protection or the reimbursement against losses, for which each institution or each individual taking the financial insurance policy will have to be paying a premium amount after the insurance company is going to analyze what type of goods it is, what is the demand for the goods, what is the quality of the goods, etc. After analyzing all these features, then the insurance company is going to come up to a conclusion as to how much EMIs or premium you have to pay to the insurance company. Hope you have understood the concept of insurance. The next picture is, if you can look at the picture, the first is we have 4 pots to be seen in the picture. In the first pot, now usually seeds are being sown into the pot, right? But in this picture, we can see that money is being sowed. In technical term, money is being invested. Okay, gradually we can see that when it is watered or there is sunlight showcased on it, gradually the plant is growing and reaping a harvest or giving fruit. Understand? The last picture we can see that a person is harvesting or plucking the money or the fruit out of the plant. Now this, what does it signify is, which says a last concept, venture capital. What is a venture capital? It is a startup company with the potential to grow need a certain amount of investment. Wealthy investors like to invest their capital in such businesses with long-term growth perspective. Now, every time we are talking about venture capital, we need to remember about good business ideas. Okay, there are going to be few entrepreneurs or business leaders who have amazing growth oriented business opportunities or business ideas, but what do they lack is financial assistance, or in simple, investment or capital. Right? I have a great business idea which is going to be very booming, or which is going to be very promising in the coming years, but then I do not have enough funds to convert my idea into reality or into business organization. Therefore, these venture capitalists, or otherwise called as wealthy investors, they have huge sum of amount of, let's say, wealth or amount of balances in their bank accounts, and they are interested only to invest into venture capital business ideas. Is that clear? Now, this is a completely new or a innovative business idea, which means that now business only is a risk as well as profit. Both are attached to it. Either you are going to gain double or you're going to gain nothing, right? Either it's a profit or it's a loss. And there's always an equal chance for profit and loss in terms of business. Now, therefore, venture capital is a promising business idea which is looking for wealthy investors to give them or help them with their financial assistance. So, this is another fee-based or asset-based financial services provided. Is that clear? Now, we have discussed 8 different financial services under asset-based services. So, you have discussed with leasing, hire purchase, consumer credit, bill discounting, factoring, housing finance, insurance, and venture capital. So, we have completed the topic of financial services.